This is Radio Taiwan International. Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Michelle Chang coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Friday, June 20th. "24 legislators' recall has been confirmed, with voting set for July 26th. Vice President Xiao talks Taiwan on the Sean Ryan Show. And experts have released new recommendations amid the ongoing neonatal enterovirus outbreak. But first, today's top story. The Central Election Commission has completed the second phase of the recall case on Friday for the first wave of 26 KMT legislators, of which 24 have been confirmed recalled, with voting set for July 26th. According to election and recall laws, if the number of valid votes in favor of the recall vote is greater than the number of votes against by more than 25%, the recall motion will be passed. To find the list of legislators, please see the article on our website at www.rti.org.tw. In an exclusive interview on The Sean Ryan Show, Vice President Hsiao Bi-khim said that Taiwan will not provoke or undermine the status quo, but will not succumb to coercion. She underscored that if China tries to force its political system on Taiwan, it will not succeed. The vice president said that China's threat to Taiwan is not only military, but also includes hybrid coercion such as cognitive warfare, cyber attacks, and other gray zone operations. Regarding the continuous warnings from U.S. military and intelligence officials that the PLA plans to have the ability to attack by 2027, Xiao elaborated that the Taiwan government is working to expand investment in asymmetric combat capabilities and promote overall social resilience to establish effective deterrence. She pointed out that any attempt by China to send troops to Taiwan will come at a high cost to China. Vice President Xiao pointed out that China has repeatedly claimed to own Taiwan and emphasized this claim globally through diplomatic, military, and economic means. She said that the international community must understand that maintaining the status quo in the Taiwan Strait is beneficial to all parties, including China, because it is also an important foundation for ensuring the stable development of both sides of the strait. Xiao underscored that the world must take China's global testing of its military technology seriously, and at the same time reduce over-reliance on Chinese-made parts and equipment. The vice president also added that the Taiwan government strives to promote social resilience and hopes that the people can have the ability to protect themselves, which can not only reduce the burden on the government at critical moments, but also support the government's continued forward operation. She said that resilience is part of the spirit of the Taiwanese people and that they will resolutely protect their freedoms. The Sean Ryan Show is a well-known American podcast that mainly interviews active and retired military personnel, focusing on their war experiences and their lives after retirement. Sean Ryan served in the U.S. military for 14 years as a Navy SEAL and CIA contractor. Taiwan is experiencing a surge in enterovirus infections, which has proven especially severe and even fatal to newborns. Following a large-scale expert-led meeting on prevention and control strategies, the CDC announced today new recommendations, including advising at-risk mothers to avoid breastfeeding until fully recovered. This year has seen a sharp rise in enterovirus cases, including Echovirus 11, or Echo 11, which is more common in young children and newborns. So far, 5 newborns have been diagnosed with the strain, 4 of whom have died. The CDC convened a meeting from Wednesday to Thursday to spread more effective treatment, prevention, and control measures, inviting doctors who have recently dealt with severe cases to share their expertise. The meeting resulted in 3 broad recommendations. First, that delivery rooms should more closely inquire about a mother and caregiver's contact history and potentially related symptoms. Second, if enterovirus infection cannot be ruled out in a newborn, early immunoglobulin treatment within 1 to 3 days of the onset of illness is recommended. Finally, to enhance monitoring for neonatal early onset symptoms, as well as to include electrolyte imbalance and adrenal hemorrhage in clinical management recommendations. Regarding breastfeeding recommendations, CDC spokesperson Luo Yijun noted that the last time there was a domestic neonatal enterovirus outbreak in 2018, the CDC recommended not breastfeeding, but to put the milk in a bottle and have a healthy family member feed the baby, closely monitoring hand hygiene. However, as breast milk was still proven to contain enterovirus, the expert meeting now recommends that if a mother is at risk of infection with an infant under 3 months old, she should stop breastfeeding completely until fully recovered. Luo said that the currently prevalent Echo 11 seems to be more similar to strains found in Europe and Japan, indicating the current outbreak is likely due to international spread. Unfortunately, this also indicates increased virulence or a heightened severity of infection. In addition to the above-mentioned recommendations, the CDC advises pregnant women and newborns to limit contact with the outside world, including refusing home visitors to reduce the risk of infection. Furthermore, they should carefully monitor family members and seek medical attention as soon as any symptoms occur. On Wednesday, the British Royal Navy patrol vessel HMS Spey transited the Taiwan Strait. Taiwan's foreign ministry emphasized the importance of peace and stability in the region and thanked the UK for demonstrating support through concrete action to uphold freedom of navigation. Foreign Minister Lin Jialong attended a reception Thursday evening hosted by the British office in Taipei to celebrate the birthday of King Charles III. In his remarks, Lin expressed particular appreciation for the UK's continued public support for Taiwan's international participation. The UK is Taiwan's second-largest source of investment from Europe and its third-largest investment destination. The ministry said it hopes to soon sign agreements with the UK in key areas such as investment, digital trade, energy, and net zero transition, while also deepening cooperation in semiconductors, offshore wind, and aerospace. It also urged the UK to publicly support Taiwan's bid to join the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, or CPTPP, enabling Taiwan to play a more active role in the Indo-Pacific's prosperity. British representative to Taiwan Ruth Bradley Jones said the UK and Taiwan share core democratic values and that bilateral ties have grown significantly in recent years. In addition to being close economic partners, both sides are committed to regional peace and stability. She expressed hope to further deepen cooperation in trade, technology, and culture during her tenure to foster shared prosperity. Premier Zuo Rongtai said Taiwan's export performance this year has been strong, with annual GDP growth projected to reach 3.1%, a sign of the country's steadily advancing tech-driven economy. Addressing U.S. tariff policies and the broader challenges of global supply chain restructuring, Premier Zuo and Finance Minister Zhuang Zuiyun attended an economic forum hosted by Economic Daily News on Friday. The event also featured a keynote speech by 2010 Nobel Economics laureate Christopher Pissarides. In his speech, Zuo noted that the United States' new trade measures are accelerating the reorganization of global supply chains. He said Taiwan will seize this moment to expand the adoption of AI applications. Alongside continued high-level negotiations with Washington, the cabinet will soon introduce a package of 10 major AI infrastructure initiatives to enhance Taiwan's capabilities in key technologies, industrial development, and foundational infrastructure. Zuo also noted that the 90-day grace period following the U.S. tariff announcement on April 3rd is approaching its end. While the cabinet has proposed a special act to strengthen Taiwan's economic, social, and national security resilience, the legislation is still pending in the legislature. He urged the business sector to speak up in support to speed its passage. Looking ahead, Zuo said that under President Lai Ching-te's leadership, the government is targeting 15 trillion NT dollars or $507 billion US dollars in economic output and 500,000 high-paying jobs by 2040. Taipei Mayor Zhang Wan'an is set to visit the French Senate during his trip to Paris, while he will meet again with the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs and Defense Vice President Olivier Cadic. Zhang said he intends to use this opportunity, quote, to let the world see Taipei and to bring Taipei onto the world stage, end quote. Zhang was invited to attend the Summit of Mayors from Paris to Belém, 10 Years of Global Action for Climate, which commemorates the 10th anniversary of the Paris Agreement. He departed for France on Thursday, leading a delegation from the Taipei city government. Speaking to the media ahead of his trip, Zhang described the Paris Agreement as a landmark in the global movement toward carbon neutrality and environmental governance. He expressed pride that Taipei is the only Asian city invited to the event and said he will present the city's progress in areas such as green transportation, environmental policy, and net zero emissions. Beyond the summit, Zhang plans to conduct municipal visits in Paris and meet with mayors from around the world. He also hopes to promote Taipei's rich culture, vibrant arts scene, and globally recognized technology sector while strengthening the city's global presence. The Taipei representative office in the EU and Belgium is once again leveraging the power of humor to satirize China's suspected cable sabotage in the Taiwan Strait. EU Representative Roy Jun-lee says that this is an issue Europeans feel particularly close to and are readily able to empathize with Taiwan on. This isn't the first time cartoons have been used to appeal to a European audience. Last year, the same artists created a cartoon satirizing China's continued use of UNGA Resolution 2758. This year, the representative office collaborated again with Danish cartoonist Lecter, also known as Stephen de Gries, to apply his skill to the subject of undersea cable sabotage. The one-panel cartoon makes fun of China's alleged involvement in the gray zone tactics by pointing out how breaking internet connection could impede their own ability to wage an information war against Taiwan and the EU via the very medium they want to use. Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Michelle Chang. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.
Catch the latest RTI news, programs, previews, and more on our website, en.rti.org.tw.